Alright, so I already took out the old seat of this kayak. I had to drill out the rivets, those 4 rivets, and then I bought this stadium seat from Walmart, and just like a $20 seat, and I'm going to mount it on this, and I'm going to have to do some rigging on it, but I think it'll all work out in the end. So right now I got this old stretcher, and I took these feet off of it, and I'm going to use that as my front mounts that are going to go in there, and then I'm going to cut this beam to a size I want, and it'll go across there. That way I can get enough rise out of my seat, because if I put my seat, if I mounted it right where it's set, I can't even, it blocks that, so I won't even be able to use my little cubby right there. So I think I'm going to do something sort of like that, and then I'll have to raise up the front, obviously. So it's going to take quite a bit of rigging to do this, but I think it'll all work out. So when I drilled these out, I got a hole in each end right here, and then there was 2 holes here. So I just got some really janky, but I got some aluminum license plate, like one of those ones that is just like one you can buy at a store or something. And I got some gasket maker and put it there and sealed the holes. That way water that's sitting here doesn't just start filling up my kayak. So, well, I'm gonna set the camera up and show you all me working on this. So the plan for the seat is on these bottom 2 rails, this one here and this one, these are going to go on that right now. That might be what I do instead. Like one's going to be up there, the other one will be right there. So it's essentially going to be, when it sits, that'll be what's supporting it right there. And then I have this other top bracket right here, and I'm going to use that to hold it on there with a bolt going to it. And that's basically what's gonna, it's a terrible view, that right there is what's gonna clamp that seat and hold it there. And eventually it'll hold it up. Even if it holds it up like right there, honestly, that would be enough. I have 4 of these, and I can just make, no, that wouldn't work. So I have to do some more pondering on this. sure are aluminum. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they're aluminum. If not, there's some kind of alloy, but these handles pop out. Anyway, this I think is what I'm gonna go use going across, maybe. I'm not sure yet. I've held on to this for like 2 years just for this exact moment. I'm gonna come up with a plan, and then I'll bring y'all back when I have something solid. Look at all this, how kind of funny how overbuilt that stretcher was. I was looking at this piece, this bracket here, and it actually has like brass or copper bushing, some sort of bushing actually in that. Did not expect that. I think I have a plan right here. I think I have a plan. So I traced out roughly where my feet are going to be with the Sharpie. And then right here is about where my center of my chair should be. So I have this old license plate, aluminum license plate, the same stuff I did right there. But I think I'm going to use this and fab up some brackets. Basically like, just like a rectangle part, so that the feet of that chair, the rear feet of it, will sit down inside of that. Okay, so I have an update on what my plan turned into. So I ended up using those brackets and I just sort of eyeballed it, you know, and I riveted the brackets in to the actual kayak. And then what I did here is I drilled a hole into the side of this plastic chair, like the plastic piece of that chair, riveted in there, and then did the same thing on the other side over there. Now I have this conduit clamp, and when it's all said and done, that's gonna be mounted under the kayak there, so it's gonna be pretty well supported in the back, and I should be able to use my rod holders. They go in at a pretty steep angle, so they'll be fine. And then the front over here, I have the feet of that stretcher. So now I have to I basically have to mount those to the chair somehow, and it'll be all done. And that way I'll have room under there. I'll probably end up putting like my dry box or something under there. Just want some, it'll give me some more storage. And like right now I have my dry box just all the way in the front right there, just so if I ever flip my kayak, my phone and wallet and everything stays dry. But might end up putting it there. But anyway, that's what I've got right now. So next I'm gonna figure out how to mount these feet to the front of that chair. And like if you look here, it actually looks pretty good. So if you look at the back though, I mean, it kind of looks pretty ugly, but I'm not here for looks. I'm trying to get functionality out of this. I had this kayak over a year now, and I don't want to spend $500 more and buy a used one that has a chair when I can just do this. So that's what I got. I'll give you an update when I get this going. So I did some more looking at these steps, or the feet, or whatever they are, and I don't have a drill bit for the right size hole, and I don't think I have the right hardware, at least nothing quite long enough or quite right. Like it's all mismatched. So I'm gonna have to think of something else right now and just see what I can come up with. I'm baiting on just super gluing these, just 2 of these to the actual metal right there, but I know that's not gonna last, so I'm just gonna do some more thinking. I could reuse the old hardware probably, so that's an option. I gotta think some more. So right now what I'm having to do is I'm having to make some bushings, really just some spacers for these bolts, because when I can tighten the bolt and everything all the way down, but there's this gap here, and the rest of this space right here is going to be in the tube of the chair. So it's actually coming out okay now. It's just taking me a lot longer than I expected to do all this, but it's turning out well so far. So I'll give y'all another update in a little bit. It's currently thunderstorming right now, so we got that going on too. Yeah, we got that going on too. Okay, so finally, so I'll walk you through all I did, because I didn't film working on it. It was really me trying to figure out how it needed all to go, and it wouldn't have been worth the time filming me undoing the bolts 3 times and turning one around and it was just a hassle. So I'll walk you through what I did. So I got the chair from Walmart, $20 stadium seat. And then the first thing I did was rip out the old little seat and throw it away. And so in the back right here, I just made some homemade plugs with gasket maker and some aluminum license plate stuff. So it's definitely not perfect. It looks terrible, but my goal with that was just so when water gets in there, it doesn't just completely just start filling in the boat, you know, just, you know, even though not a whole lot would. But anyway, so I did that, and then after that I made my aluminum brackets. So once I did that, I got my chair and figured out about where I wanted it, and then got my brackets, drilled some holes, riveted the brackets into the boat, and that's where those laid. Before I did that, I tested out and make sure it was like, you know, that's where I want it, because, you know, once it's there, you don't want to drill more holes in the boat than what you want. So I got those on, and then this was the hardest part, was the front. And I think it was worth it. It looks good. So it looks better than what I expected. So I drilled holes through the top up here and all the way through, and then I didn't have the right size drill bit, so I had to get a Dremel and hollow out the bottom side better, just so my bolt would go through there. And I reused the old hardware off of the old stretcher. So, and then I had to make a little plastic bushing. I had them and had to drill those out and make those fit, and then I put the nut. And so I did that on each side, and that's, I mean, it's in place. Like, yeah, it moves a little bit, but overall, I mean, it's pretty sturdy, and I think how it is fine. And sitting down on the actual kayak itself is actually really comfortable. It feels so much better. I mean, I probably raised the seating 6 inches, honestly. And I mean, it'll make my center of gravity a lot higher, but for what I'm going to be using this for, it's mostly in a river with a little bit of rapids, and then on a lake. And I didn't want to buy another kayak to do that, though I wouldn't mind to have a new one. This is what I got. I'll do another video later with me fishing in it, and I'll show it off and actually show how I have it all set up and everything. And it's pretty simple, but when I do that, I'll have everything and it'll be all together. So, well, that's the end of this video, guys. I hope y'all liked it. The building is a mess now, and it was all worth it though to get this done. So I'm really happy with how it looks. I can't wait to actually test it out in the water. So appreciate y'all watching this. If you leave a like and subscribe if you want, and comment, and this is basically it, guys. Thank you.